Greetings. So, yesterday I was playing towers trying to, proceed to the next, rings, right? And I came across this tower, I beat it, and I thought it was the worst tower I'd ever played in my life, and I was looking for reviews on it, I didn't see any. So I'm gonna review this very bad tower, and, okay, it's in World 1. Just think of a tower in your head, and we'll see if you're right. Serious mode. Sorry. Okay, so this is the ring. Things need to load. Load, please. I'm just gonna blame it on JToH instead of, my internet connection, because that's what people like doing. They like blaming everything on JToH. Just JToH, yeah. It's all JToH's fault. Darn. I'm a noob. But anyways. Which one is it? This one. This sucks. Oh, I'm gonna buy something so I can, do something. Right, I have to buy, what is it? Vertical mobility. Do I have enough for this? Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna give myself 500. You know what? I'm gonna give myself 3,000 Robux. Alright, got my vertical mobility. Let's review and examine this tower. Also, I just noticed that this tower has a blue and yellow star. What does that mean again? Where is this star telling oracle placed? Ha! Okay, so blue means it has great gameplay. Highly debatable. Yellow means... the owner really liked this tower. Well, screw you. Let's see the developer of this. We're gonna check their profile after this. Fivelin. Well, your tower sucks. So let's just get in. Let's get in with it. So the first room. Let me turn up the sound. So the first room has, right off the bat, a terrible coloring. This coloring just looks bad, especially in contrast to the outside. This gray and higher up yellow. It looks bad. This is a button room, so it's a fun one too. You have to collect a bunch of buttons, find the buttons. Really creative concept. This is ring 6. So, and right, this music. There's a reason I turned this on. I don't like this. It's not that this music is objectively bad. It's just I've heard it hundreds of times over my long reign on Roblox. It's a personal pet peeve. It's just annoying, terrible. Okay, so that's just the start. The rest of the music is kind of lame, but I can't really. I don't really want to show it because I have to adjust the volume because the musics aren't consistent and it's sometimes too loud, sometimes too quiet. You get it. So this area is inspired by Tower of Rage, clearly. And here we have another really empty room. This is all this room is, just tightrope spam. Fun. That's fun, right? Very great gameplay, owner of the game, which might have been Kitty Canyon, but it could also be Jupiter 5. So we have this section. Looks like toothpaste, lava floor, empty. Also, I just like to express I haven't seen great gameplay anywhere. So far, we have very repetitive, bland jumps. Lots of tight ropes, as you can see. Just nothing that sets us apart from any other tower. In fact, what sets it apart from any other tower is how bland it is, how empty, and how repetitive the gameplay is. And we're only in room 3. I rate this room a 0, just a 0. This is a 0 room. Nothing. It's nothing. I could make this. That's saying a lot. Alright, we have a salmon room. This room has intense music. This room you're probably going to fall to a lot. You'll see why later. So we have more repetitive jumps. That's not surprising. It was at this point right here that I realized this is the worst tower I've ever played. I look around, I see a disgusting gray on the floor, I see repetitive jumps. I'm doing this, and I'm like, this is awful. This is really easy. This is really boring. And then just another thin tightrope. I get to this section. I prefer to do these from that angle, but I have to do it at an awkward angle. Not fun. More tightropes. And just look at this. Disgusting. What is that? Disgusting. Terrible. Terribilosity. Terribleness. So, yeah, more repetitive jumping. No surprise. Ugly. Empty. Soulless. Soul-crushing. So empty that it's a soul-crushing tower. Okay, so one thing you might notice so far is that we have a lot of easy jumps, followed by very thin tightropes and harder than easy wraparounds. I don't think the wraparounds are hard personally, but I can definitely see a noticeable difference between the wraparounds and the jump difficulties. There's sometimes jumps like these, like stud jumps, but overall it's very easy. Also, I just want to stress that it's just so basic. So we have this section, slightly tight. Now this, in my opinion, leads to the worst part of the tower, or the second worst. Depends on how I feel, but so at first glimpse, you see a button, a door, a little challenge, right? So you do this kind of painful challenge. Now, if you fall, you can always get back up with that ladder. It's not a GBJ acronym. By the way, that acronym stands for Gay Baby Jail. I'm just saying. And that's not meant to be offensive. I mean, that's what it stands for. I didn't know. So, to touch this button, you have 35 seconds to get back. However, watch this. This is what happens when you fall. So you're like, oh shoot, I fell. Okay, now what? I can go on this ladder to get back? Oh no, I can't. It doesn't work anymore. I have to wait here for 30 seconds. Not really, more like 20 seconds, because you'll probably fall around this point when it's at 20. But whatever. Whatever. You understand my point? Deep breaths. This is pain. I was there for like 10 minutes, maybe more. So after that, you have very annoyingly angled jumps, near the ceiling, but just not quite there. It's kind of like an elbow on your side. Just kind of in the way. It's a weird example, but you understand. This section is extremely stressful. As someone who suffers from high-strung and easily stressed syndrome, this section was hell for me. Honestly, hell. Thin, very stressful tightrope. There's really no reason to do this. You could have done challenging gameplay that wasn't as jank. I call this jank. Maybe a veteran or a pro wouldn't call that jank. And by the way, I'm a veteran and a pro. I am a pro. I may not be able to beat Remorseless, the pink one, but like, I am a pro. I am a pro, but this is stress. This is extremely stressful compared to the difficulty of the rest of the tower. This is extremely difficult. It's just unwelcome and just terrible. I really, really hated this. I fell, and it was extremely traumatizing. Honestly, the worst thing ever. So we have this room. Another bland, empty, terribly colored, and this is the second toothpaste room. So if you can't tell, you have to push a lot of buttons and just keep going. It's not that stressful, it's easy, but it's annoying. By the way, there's a weird part here where you go this way, you think you have to touch this button, right? But watch what happens. When I touch this button, it doesn't work. See that? This button doesn't work. It doesn't work. I have to jump back down. And it took me a bit to figure that out. Like, I thought that it wasn't working because there's two buttons pressed at the same time and some type of error happened, but that is not the case. So next we have A wall clip maze. That's right, a wall clip maze. I'm going to speed through myself playing this, but I'll continue talking because that's funny, you know? Okay, I'm here. From here, where do I go? So, yeah, ugly room. Reminds me of death. I think you can just jump down right here and continue. I just think that's poor design, frankly. So you go on these spinning platforms, obviously. You go this way, clearly. Obviously, clearly. I say you go this way, but I'm the one going this way. Sorry, I'm just being very pedantic suddenly with the way I speak, but... Nice, we're in a pitch black room. By the way, the music in here is stressful, but the room's not even that hard. It's just pitch black. Empty, of course. Uninspired. You go on a conveyor, you just do that until you... It's long and boring until you get to this. I admit, this ladder is well indicated. Good job for indicating it. And this is a dark, desolate room. Depressing. This is... See, you might gain... After playing all these rooms and getting to this one, you might gain depression from this tower. You might just start feeling real bad because this tower sucks really bad. So you jump down here, very confusing, like, what is this? It looks terrible. This is a nightmare. It's just a bunch of things splashed together. Also, I wanted to make a point. Oh, poor soul. One thing I noticed while playing this tower is that, the rooms when you're inside them seem bigger than a normal tower's rooms. You might be wondering why that is. Well, I know precisely why. It's because these rooms are so empty that the inside literally looks bigger than it actually is. That's how sparse and empty these towers are. Empty like this black void room. I rate it 0. Anyways, so you go down here, and this leads to a like annoying button that makes you wait 10 seconds just to put some salt. Like, this is colored white, it makes me think of salt. Put some salt on the wound that's been developing for quite some time now. It'll give birth to a hatred. Just a hatred for this tower. So we are in this too foggy place, and I'm sure if it wasn't foggy, it'd look ugly. You go inside the house, you push a bunch of buttons, you do a bunch of quests, waste a bunch of time to open a door, and you traverse up. Super annoying. This is the last room. At least I wasn't stuck in here for a while, but as you can see there, it really tried to show you how it's like, look at this. I am the best tower. This is my last room. It looks like a joke. I really feel that this is a joke. You have to do a bunch of annoying stuff. Lots of annoying... I can only call it jank. Weird stuff. Tightropes. Great. Yeah. Fun. I love tightropes. Wraparounds. And then finally, the final place. Beautiful. Just a beautiful tower. That's all I can really state. This tower is the worst beautiful tower. It's beautiful. I thought it was funny how terrible it was. It's just bad. What can I say? What can I say? Bad. Bad. And that is my review of this tower. Obviously, 0 studs out of 10. Difficulties inconsistent. Sparse. Ugly. Just many bad adjectives. Empty. Dehydrated. Toxic. It's just terrible. Ugh. Think of any adjective of a bad connotation applied to this tower. Over-muscular. It's just everything. Inflexible. Skinny. Rigid. Dirty. Muddy. Awful. Awful! Now, let's check out the creator of this tower. Excellent. So, the creator of this tower is named Fivelin. Fivelin. This is Fivelin. Hello, I'm Fivelin. Shut up. I'm mad at you, Fivelin. You've created an abomination. How could you look like this? You created that ugly, desolate, apocalyptic, famine, empty tower. You created that. I am abashed, if that's the right usage of that word. I am. You have a lot of places for someone that created the worst tower in the world. Sorry, I actually spat on my screen. Terrible. Juke. Juke Liz. You think you like this? I hope you're not the one that starred that twice. I really hope I really hope your standards aren't that low. They certainly aren't that low now. They certainly aren't that low. Open 2. You don't want to be criticized, but you suck. You suck. It was probably you, wasn't it? It was you. Screw you. You created a masterpiece of awfulness. Maybe that's why they got accepted. It's a masterpiece of being awful. That's all I have to say. Yeah, final review, 0. Awful.